Yo, what is going on? That was an awkward intro, wasn't it? But anyway, here we are. We are in for pull here at Powerhouse on this Saturday morning. It's gone just 6:40 in the AM. So we're in good timing. Feeling good. It's also Olympia weekend as well, so we'll have a bit of a chitty chat about that throughout the session. Not that that'll be relevant because this will come out after the Olympia is already over. But anyway, we're going to start with some pull downs. Oh, yep. And I'm going to show you how me, as a pro natural bodybuilder, is trying to grow their back in the off season and get fucking huge. So let's get after it. I was having issues with my left bicep, elbow, and still kind of am. So I'm just working around, whether it's just a overuse thing, or just something to do with my training. So something I focus on with my pull movements is to make sure that yes, I'm not necessarily incorporating my bicep a hell of a lot, and particularly also conscious of my bicep work itself, because when I was significantly overloading it with free weights, that's where the issue was arising.
Enjoying the rapper was announced as this year mother of course serving as the base for all these for the
As I continue warming up here on Lawless Pull Down, I got 4 plates. Something that I'm thinking about is I'm obviously trying to drive my elbow down towards my body, but at the same time, on the way back up, I'll explain it. I'm driving down, slightly semi-supinated, not necessarily just neutral. And also I'm putting downward pressure to get my lat engaged on the eccentric phase. So when I'm here, putting downward pressure, almost fighting that eccentric phase, I find it really helps. And you probably notice the other thing that I'm doing with my opposite hand is I'm actually, pushing into the machine. So we've got the handle up here. But at the same time, I'm pushing into it to keep myself, that slight lean back with my torso, as opposed to sort of, trying to bring myself in to keep myself more upright. So what that does is allows me to sort of hold here and almost push into it to keep that lean to the side that I'm working. Anyway, we've got 5 plates plus 2.5. Okay. I found on that left arm, my hand was getting a little bit slippery. So I might just get a little bit of chalk to avoid grip being an issue. Okay. My left arm, just due to my elbow / bicep, has been, I said, a little bit weaker, but just conscious of that. So I don't want to do more work on the right versus the left. So we start with the left and then go on to the right. Come on. Fuck. All right, so we're going back off with 4 plates, keep it continuous. All right, let's talk Mr. Olympia. So, it's Saturday here, which means it's Friday morning in the US. I watched a bit of the pre-judge this morning, so it was most of the female categories. And 212 was sort of the only male categories this morning. But anyway, 212, I honestly thought like Keon would be fucking lights out from the get-go. But, so, Sean Clarida is very fucking close. Like, I don't think it's a whitewash, really, which is pretty wild because I thought Keon was the guarantee of the show to be a whitewash. Sean is absolutely hard as nails. Keon's big. He's like 10, 12 pounds up on last year. But he's just not quite as sharp, like particularly from the rear. And he struggled in a few poses to keep his midsection tight, even though he's got such a tight midsection in his front relaxed, his front double, and things like that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I still think Keon will probably win, but I don't think it's as decisive as people originally thought. Just warming up, and I've got this. I don't know if you can see it. Is it going to focus? My finger. And then slide in. See on the end of that pointer? I probably can't. It's like I'm sticking my finger up. I got this cut. It's kind of slightly open. It's not too bad, but it's friggin' annoying. Anyway, I've got straps on. Done 1 plate, 2 plates. On to 3 plates. Give it a whirl, and then we'll test the waters and see what we want to work up to. Yep. Okay, final warm up. About everything. All right, here we go. We've got 210 for, we'll see. 210 is loaded on the bar. That's what I'm trying to get to. Line from you. Lincoln Park. No, on. By the way, I'm seeing Lincoln Park in March next year, I think. I'm G'd. Anyway, let's go. Yep. Oh. Alpha. 210 to 8. We moved pretty well. I'll be honest. No. It's heavy. No shit, it's fucking heavy. But in saying that, I was pretty comfortable with it. Just on the walkout, getting all comfortable. Haven't done an RDL in 2 weeks. The past 2 pull rotations have been the block SLDL. So again, am I slightly just out of whack in terms of doing the RDL? I'm still trying to catch my breath. With the RDL, like I'd sort of previously worked up to sort of 220, 225. Might have even touched 230. Maybe not. But I just found trying to stay tight with something like a 210 for like in that 8 rep range feels really good. And just rinse that load, make it feel better, control it a little bit more. I think there's a lot to eke out of that. So I'm going to, and as a pro tip is if you are going to failure on RDL, just drop it. Just drop the load. Obviously don't slam it into the ground, but don't be stupid about it. But as you can see, when you get fatigued, like, and I'm going to failure, am I really going to try and take a step forward and walk it into the rack? Potential for injury. Drop the load and just unrack it from there. And I'm going to pull back to 3 plates per side for a back off. Just do pull a few plates off, and then just chuck it back up for the next set. All right, now that we've got a slight intermission before I jump into the back off set, and I also catch my breath and just get ready for the back off. Open Olympia. I posted on my story this morning about predictions. My top 10 predictions are, I tell you what, it's going to be hard, and this is going to become obsolete by the time the video comes out. But I feel like in my mind, I'll talk it through at each step. Oh, sorry. Will I go through my top 10? I'll go through my top 10 and I'll just explain it. Samson, Hardy, Nick, Derek, Martin, Baruz, Andrew, Bonak, Goodvito, Urs. Now, some rationale here. Like, it's rough to say that Derek is going to lose to Samson and Nick when he beat them both early in the year. I'm banking on Nick being better. I'm banking on Samson being better. I think Sam's going to repeat. I think Hardy people are sleeping on because we haven't seen him this year, and I think he's going to bring gnarly conditioning, and he's just always fucking on. So I think that tight midsection and abdominal area, if Nick can't keep it in control, I think Hardy might be able to trump that. But again, that could go either way. And I just feel Derek, he just doesn't, compared to the others, compared to Samson, he doesn't have the big structure, the frame, the shape as much, whereas Nick and Hardy have the conditioning that's going to, I feel like trump Derek, and he just doesn't have that graininess. Yes, he's got glutes and he's got a good back, but the hamstring detail and graininess, who knows? I think that top 4 can go either way. I'd be surprised if anyone can jump into that top 4 outside of them. Martin, I think I see him very much improved. I say same spot as last year. Last year he was 4th, but I just see Nick beating him. I think that's relatively, not obvious, but likely. I feel Baruz just hasn't stood against, many of these people. He stood against Bonak at the Dubai Pro, and beat him. So I suspect he's going to be up there, 6th, 7th area. Could beat Martin, but then Andrew could also. If Andrew comes in the way that he came in at FIBO, he's dropping. So I've got him in 7th for that reason, because I'm not overly confident in him bringing in condition in, but I know Baruz 100% will. And then not Bonak, just purely because he's just a seasoned veteran. He'll be in the top 10 more than likely, depending on where. Goodvito, I feel like, could trump Bonak. Some of those shots, I think there was a shot of him in the Pro Tan this morning, or like a day out, or it might have been on the morning of the show. No, it would have been day out maybe. And I tell you what, his front double is fucking incredible. The tight waist, the separation in his quads all the way out to his hips, it's wild. And I feel like Urs could be that sort of wild card in that 10th spot, but equally could be someone like Brandon, which is wild to think that I'm not predicting Brandon in my top 10 as a former Miss Olympia. But I just think maybe Father Time has caught up with him. He did do the Arnold this year. Was good, but again, he's good. I don't think he's going to trouble the top 6, maybe not even the top 10. It's wild to think that I'm not including the likes of Tonio Burton, Regan Grimes, Brett Wilkin, Jordan Hutchison, Sassarati, Nexzilla. Like, all of those guys have won fucking pro shows. Some of them have won multiple pro shows this year. And Tonio's I think he's been top 10 before. Regan's been top 10. And yeah, it's crazy. But out of those ones that I said wouldn't make top 10, I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 of them did make the top 10 and knock someone out of the top 10. So I'm keen. Prejudging's this afternoon. It's going to be like 1 or 2 p.m. by the time they actually get on. So we'll see how we go. But anyway, I've spoken for 4 minutes here and we've got to back off set to get after. Well and truly rested. As you can see, that was 3 plates on the RDL for 12. Pause at the bottom, not coming all the way up, trying to make it as challenging as possible. So that being said, we're on the Flex Fitness chest supported row. We've got 2.5 plates plus a 2.5 per side. So you could say 105 kilos total. Alrighty, we're on to the Nautilus row. I want to perform this unilaterally. A big one for me, and a big piece of advice I give anyone who struggles to incorporate their lat on a row-based movement, particularly a unilateral movement, whether it's a machine or like a cable, like a single arm cable or anything like that, is on the eccentric phase, put downward pressure on the handle. So with your hand, so I'm putting downward pressure, you'll find lat blows up. So anyway, we're just going to do 2 sets on here. Obviously 2 per arm. I've been sticking with the same weight, so 3 plates for 8 to 12-ish rep range. Ultimately just trying to get the most out of it. I think at this point in the session, you know, like Nautilus pull down the start, the RDL, they're sort of predominantly, and particularly the RDL is obviously like weight-based, and the chest supported row just then. Again, I'm trying to go as heavy as possible within reason. Likewise here, it's like, not like I'm doing 1 plate, 1 plate aside. It's, you know, I still got 3 plates loaded. All right. So previously, this last back movement was always the gym pin handle with then D handles looped around it. Last rotation, I actually just forgot to bring the gym pin attachment, so I opted for the mag grip attachment, and it felt bloody good, and saves me carting the gym pin attachment in, which is quite heavy. And I was like, fuck it, we'll just do it. So slightly underhand grip. As I said, it felt good. I think just a couple of sets of 10. See how we go. So I'll flip you around and you're going to see the set. Really trying to drive those hands down. Right, the back portion of the workout is done. We've got some rears, and then we'll get on to some biceps.
I could feel my bed.
I think a big one on readouts, what I tell lots of clients is coming back to your arms sort of in line with your body any further back, you're probably just going to bring in sort of your traps, mid-back, upper back, etc. Not just your rear delts. So trying to just, I say limit your range, but only come to sort of your arms in line with your body. So that's, say a slightly heavier set. That's 12 reps. I'm going to do the same weight again for around 10 to 12. I did a set for a 20 repper to start, a little bit lighter weight just to get a bit of blood in the rear delts. So yeah, 3 sets, 1 high rep and 2 heavier, but not like I'm doing 6 to 8. It's more like 10 to 12 plus. Previously, I was doing the hammer strength, preacher curl, plate loaded, doing dual arm, but found that maybe it was just not great in terms of alignment for my left bicep. So trying to do something that's more unilateral focused. I was probably a bit stubborn and ran that for a bit longer than I should have. Anyway, I've done a set already to warm up, but yeah, invariably my right arm could handle a hell of a lot more than my left. I think I'll hold weight on that. It's just literally 10 kilos per side. I found over the past couple of weeks that my quality of bicep work towards the back end of a pull session hasn't been overly great. Hence why I've only done it once so far, but just jumped into the garage at home. We've got dumbbells and a bench. Olivia's been using that. And I've just been doing some, whether it's single arm dumbbell curls on the bench as a preacher, or just some, on the incline, like leaning back, doing some curls. So maybe even if it's 3 sets on each of those movements, it just seems to get a bit more quality work done, which I think helps when I'm fresh to do that. And the pump's been pretty wild compared to doing it at the end of a pull session where the biceps and the elbows and and whatnot are sort of already a little bit, I don't know, fatigued. So the quality's not quite there. But anyway, do the right. I'm doing another set on both, and then we'll do one more bicep, and then that'll call it a day. I know this like eating day, try some rush, or crave, the shop, smoking on hay, not a blunt, funny a shave, can't get a cup, you say what can you streets, young and beige, friend of crime, I'll take to grade, and every problems will sit in the bar, shot at death, but this is a scar, you can't reach, better take you up, piss on your cans, and shoot at you, bar. Put me in the house, shit around, really hard. I put it in the bar, say slow and shit on hard. These places when they can't even fall. It's always sharp and triple sweat. Whew. Alrighty. That is going to round out the session, and it's not even 8:30 a.m. How good's that? Good to go home. Morning check-ins, hang out with Finley. And then watch the Olympia, which is fun time. So we've got pre-judging the big boys this afternoon. So you'll know the result by the time this comes out. So again, it's irrelevant. I would say comment down below who you think is going to win. But comment down below if you agree with the result or you don't agree with the result. Or comment who was the most impressive or like jumped up more than you expected. So who was the most unexpected for a good reason or for a bad reason? Had someone slipped a lot? Had someone jumped a lot? I think someone might. So it's going to be very interesting to see what things are going to look like. So anyway, I think I'm going to round out the video there. So if you have liked the video, please comment what you'd like to see in future videos. As always, new video every Sunday, 5 p.m, as it has been since the start of 2024. Pretty wild. I've almost got videos scheduled out for the rest of 2025. So it's going to be 2 years on the trot. Video every Sunday, 5 p.m. And even during peak weeks last year, comp season, I was doing like 2-3 videos a week, which is fucking wild as it is. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video.